Hello, my name is Uwe Inborg from Wolfthrone Studios. Last week I showed you how to mix a black metal song from start to finish and also how to master it. So I thought I would make a series where I show how I captured everything. So today I re-recorded the guitars in the same way as I did for the demo, and I tried to capture as close as possible the guitar tone that I used in that video. It will of course not be exactly the same, but as close as possible. So I will show you how I set everything up and how my normal routine looks like when I do guitar recordings for black metal with the gear that I have here in my studio. And I have this approach to recording music that I like to combine both analog and the digital world. As much as possible, I have been for the past years really getting more and more into recording with analog gear, and that is what I will show you today, how I do that. It doesn't matter if I get the most perfect guitar tone for this tutorial, but at least I will show you how I do when I record it. I will not put too much time into dialing in the tone so it is exactly what I would use, because when I do that I have normally all the drums recorded and the bass recorded, so I dial in the guitar tone with what I already have. Then I can hear more clearly where how the mid sound of the guitar tone should be in context of the bass tone and the drums. So now when I do this in a solo way, that I record only the guitars, it will be a little bit harder to hear when the mid feels correct for the mix itself. But I will at least show you the approach that I normally do when recording guitars. So here we go. When I record black metal rhythm guitars, I think with my taste I like really bright guitars, so they feel cold and raw. So what I try to focus on when putting the microphones on the cabinet is to try to get pretty close to the center of the speaker, where you get the most grit, most attack in the sound. So what I have done on my cabinet here is that I have marked where the speaker is, so I don't have to go with flashlight every time. So as you can see, here are the edges, here is the dead center of the speaker, and these two dots are the circle in the middle of the cone, so I know where the edge is, and that is pretty much the sweet spot on this cabinet, where you get most body but also the most bright sound without getting it too harsh. So normally when I put the first mic, I like to go with the standard SM57 and try to get it as close as possible to the edge of the cone and have that as the starting point. So something like this. And to measure, because now I will use two microphones to capture this cabinet, I will put the standard SM57 on the top speaker, because that is my favorite speaker on this one. But this one also have a lot of character and different sound, so just to get the best of both worlds, I try to capture both of them, but instead of going with two 57s, my favorite combo is to go with some condenser microphone, such as the Rode M5s are pretty good. But today I will go with an overhead mic that I have been using lately. It's some KTM microphone I will show you in a second. But to measure the distance between the speakers, because I will combine two microphones, I try to put one finger in between this is it called grill maybe, and the microphone, so I know that I get the same distance to avoid as much cancellation as possible with the sound. So now I put first the SM57 like this. I will close this microphone stand so it doesn't move around too much. Something like this is a good starting position for me. A little bit more center like this. A little bit back. Yeah. And now we go to the other side and I introduce the next microphone, which I have been using lately because I think it sounds pretty good together with the SM57. So I will put that on the other speaker in the same position, actually. Really in the corner of this cone in the middle, and I go with the finger so I get the same distance as I get with the SM57. So somewhere around there, closing the mic stand. Something like this looks good. Measuring with the finger so I get the same distance to the speaker. And this one still a little bit more inside, I can see. Something like this. This distance looks good now. So for the guitar sound, this is a pretty good combination that I have found that works really well for black metal. This is also the amplifier that we have been using with my band Undfött and much other projects that I have been working with over the years. And one good combination is to go with the classic Ibanez tube screamer into it. I think that the Yo-Yo Zombie have a really nice stable low end, especially when you drive it with the overdrive pedal. And yeah, but let's play something. I recorded some DI tracks before for the sake of this tutorial, that I don't have another guitarist here right now, so I decided to just record them myself. So basically what I like to do before starting is that when I dial in the amp, palm mutes, it's a really effective way of getting an idea of when the balance is right. Because then you get the low end, you get the attack, like everything you need. So basically I just press play here now. And this is how it sounds. So let's start tweaking in the amp. With the overdrive pedal I like to go with the volume maximum, so it's feeding a really good signal into the amplifier. So let's start. A little bit more gain. That's too much. Somewhere around here feels pretty good. Let's try the tone. I use the tone at 0. It feels like the guitar tone is much more stable in that way. Let me try some more. Right here it feels like it's pretty good tone when it's around 3 o'clock. Yes, that's perfect. Next step would be for me to check if I can do something with the EQ on the way in, and then I'm going also to introduce the second microphone, which is now I was dialing in the SM57 on the main speaker, and then I will also start introducing the second microphone, the condenser microphone that I have there on the cabinet. And while doing that, I will also check the EQ if I feel that I can add or remove something, and so on. And then after that I will go to the analog chain. So let's start. This feels pretty good with the EQ now. So what I will do is go to the next step, and that is to dial in the what is it called? It's analog exciter. That is, I use some Behringer Dualfx 2 from the 80s. It's really nice. I use it on everything, especially on drums. It sounds incredibly good when you dial in the low end and high end, and it does it so musically, in my opinion, that it's really nice. And it also works on bass and guitars. So what I will do now is just to press play, and you can watch me dial in the guitar tone a little bit more further. Here we go. Yeah, something like this feels like a really good starting point to get the recording process to start. And now when I have the guitar tone dialed in, let's start with one guitar at a time and let's see how it starts to sound in stereo. So here is the first guitar. I press record. Yes, and then we take the second guitar and then we press record the second guitar. Alright, that's it. Thank you so much for watching this quick tutorial how I do when I record black metal guitars. The next episode will be when I record bass, so you can see how I normally do when I record some heavier bass tone that fits, in my opinion, with black metal. And then I will also show you how I do when I really combined the digital world with the analog world. So, till next time.